don't think about, if I give, what am I going to get in return? What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of It Takes Grit with me, Rebecca Louise. Thank you so much for all of your support. First of all, I just want to say a massive thank you. You guys are amazing. If you were here with us at the beginning when we launched this podcast, oh my goodness, it has grown so much. I'm just so overwhelmed, so blessed, and so grateful for all of the incredible just people that have been out there that have been impacted by this and sharing it. So if you have loved this podcast, just one episode, just head on over to wherever you're listening and just give it a quick review. It really helps us tremendously as we are creating these. And I want to help you guys today. We're going to be talking about the 7 principles for a happy and meaningful life. And I've got 7 areas, right? 7 is always my favorite number. And throughout these 7, there might be things where you're like, yes, I really want to take that one on board. And these are just my 7 that I have come up with over the last kind of weeks of just thinking about, what is it that makes me feel happy? What is it that gives me meaning? And I just wanted to share that with you. And you're probably thinking where on earth are you right now, Rebecca? Well, I am actually in Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm here for a mastermind. There's a whole bunch of entrepreneurs that come here for a week, and we are learning from each other. We're learning about personal growth. We're learning about how to be better in our businesses. We're getting connected with each other. And this is actually, if you're thinking, oh my goodness, I could never fly to somewhere else and just meet new people, I hear you. I'm actually an introvert. I actually just like being by myself at home and doing my own things, right? And so coming out and meeting new people, it's a new experience. And yesterday we were doing all of these crazy different things. We were abseiling, we were doing teamwork, we were doing all these different areas to help us bond together. And look, it's I don't know anybody here apart from one person. And so I get it, coming out and doing something new, but it's one of the areas that really makes your life meaningful is connecting with other human beings, and that's connection, right? And really just putting yourself out there to grow and to be vulnerable and to learn from each other. So that's why I'm here right now. I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona, and bringing you this podcast right from here. Okay, so let's go through these, and this is going to be a quick, short bite podcast for you today I really want you to get through these 7, and again, write them down and feel which ones feel right for you to add into what it is that you do. Okay, so number 1, looking after yourself. We've got to fill ourselves up first of all. We've got to get movement into our body every single day to give us energy. We've got to feed our body healthy nutrition. And it's not to say that we can't ever have a cheat meal, some ice cream, some pizza, right? But it's about feeding our body good nutrition more so than it not, because we want to give ourselves life. How do we give ourselves life? It's by moving our body and feeding our body great nutrition. It's going to make us feel happy. How do you feel when you've eaten something that doesn't really do very well in your stomach, right? You don't feel very happy about it, okay? But what you can feel happy about is feeding your body amazing nutrition. So I always feel the number 1 thing, and that gives your life meaning because you're actually wanting to make it grow. You're either living or you're dying. And I like to say that you're growing or you're dying. And we're still growing, whatever age you are, unless you're feeding your body bad nutrition and you're not exercising, then you are dying. But I want to say that we are still on growing. We're still growing. And that comes from feeding our body the best in nutrition and giving ourselves that daily exercise. Okay, number 2. And this is what I have really, really changed in the last couple of weeks, and it has drastically changed my whole life. And it sounds so simple, but you gotta take it on board, okay? Being present in the moment. If you're with friends, you're with friends. If you are with family, you're with family. If you're on a Zoom call, you're on a Zoom call. If you're doing a workout, you're doing a workout. If you are, working, you're working. Whatever you're doing, you have to be present in that moment, right? Because it gives each moment meaningfulness. Right? If you are trying to do a million different things at once, you're not enjoying the whole experience, and you're not going to be happy either because you're trying to juggle a million different things, right? If you're with your kids, you're with your kids. If you're with a client, you're with a client. Enjoy that moment. Get to experience all the things that come from that element. And I'm guilty of it, right? I get distracted very easily. I'm on a Zoom call, I'm texting somebody else back. I'm on a mountain and I'm texting my team back. Whatever it is, right? Try really hard because you know it's going to make a difference to being present in that moment. And that has really helped me feel happy and meaningful because I get to really dive deep into each area that I'm doing at that moment, and it gives it meaning. It means that I'm giving the fullness of me into that moment at the time. Okay, number 3, focusing on fulfillment. Oh my goodness. Fulfillment is so key to a happy and meaningful life, right? Living in your full purpose. Like, are you waking up every day excited about what you do? Because if you're not, right, you're not jacked up, you're not super excited about what it is that you are doing, it's going to be really difficult to get motivated every day, right? I absolutely love what I do, and that's why I feel like I'm so motivated. I don't even need to get motivated because I just am because of what I do. So if you are living in your full purpose and fulfillment, you're going to be happy, you're going to be excited, and you're going to really feel that you're having a meaningful life, right? You know, I know that my team, when they're putting the calendar together, they feel like excited about that because they know that you guys are using it. When we're putting these podcasts together, like, there's so much meaningfulness when we are working together to help deliver something that is helping other people. So what area in your life do you feel fulfilled, and how can you focus on that even more? Are you fulfilled in your relationships? Are you fulfilled in your friendships? Like, where are those areas where maybe you're not feeling so fulfilled right now? But remember, you're the only one that can change it. Nobody else. You have full responsibility with zero excuses. You have all of the choices to make it happen. So focus on fulfillment. Okay, number 4. Surround yourself with enlightening, positive, powerful people. Oh my goodness, like, you want people to be your cheerleaders. You want people to be happy for things. You know, you don't want to go to a friend or a family member and say, oh my goodness, I'm super excited, I'm doing this, X, Y, and Z. And they're like, oh, like, I'm just not really sure about that. Or, oh, like, why are you doing that? Or, none of that. We're taking the out of it. We want people to go, awesome, that sounds incredible. I don't know what you're talking about, but go for it, right? It sounds great because it's going to make you feel happy. Right? When you tell somebody something new that you're doing, you want that excited, happy response. So surround yourself with those people who do that. Surround yourself with people who do cheer you on, who are excited about what you're doing, that do push you, that do say, hey, we're going to keep on going. All right, so surrounding yourself with cheerleaders, and it gives you that meaningful life because they're meaningful as well. You want to be surrounded by other people who are on the same path as you, who do look after themselves, who are present, who are fulfilled and fulfillment, right? If you're surrounded by those people as well, it's going to help you live a happy and fulfilled life because you're surrounded by people doing the same thing as you. All right, number 5, give. Give, 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 give. Tony Robbins says the secret to life is giving. Right? The secret to living is giving. And don't think about, if I give, what am I going to get in return? So often we want to do that. We want to say, you know what, the only reason that I'm doing this is because I want to get this back, right? I'm just going to go for this because I really want to make sure that I get this back. No, you want to go to bed every single night going, you know what? I was the best human being that I could possibly be. I gave and gave and gave. And your person is not scored or credited on what you get back. You get scored on what you give. You don't get scored on what you get back, right? So think about that. It doesn't matter what somebody else does. Now, obviously, there's boundaries. If you're giving and giving and giving and giving and giving, and you're like, hey, I'm over it, great. You don't need to give to that person anymore, right? You can move on. You can separate. However, you want to keep on showing up as the person who just gives, and you don't have that animosity inside of you of well, I'm not going to do this because they're not doing that. No, that is not going to give you a happy and meaningful life. Meaningful life means you're just giving, and it makes you feel good. You're feeling good for giving, and it's going to make you feel happy, right? It feels so good when you do something for somebody else and you change that person's life. So how much can you keep on giving right now? All right, number 6. It is not what happens to us, it's how we react. All right. So many things can go wrong on a daily basis, and it can take our energy, it can take our happiness, it can take away the meaningfulness that we have inside of us. You know, I remember numerous times things going wrong with the app, and it's shutting down, and there's tech issues, and I used to get so angry and so mad and so frustrated. And I just didn't even need to act like that. If I just responded with like more calmness and content and just a happiness that, oh my goodness, I have this app, no problem, it's currently down, but we're going to be able to make sure that it's doing incredible in the future, I would have had a lot more happiness. And remember that the meaningfulness around it was to help people get this amazing workout in and get them to feel good about themselves and feel confident. So not losing the thing that actually happened and just responding in a powerful and positive way is going to take less energy, and it's going to make sure that you are stepping into that growth, right? Growth is all about how you react to things, right? It's not what happens to us, it's how we react. And then lastly, number 7, be open to trying new things. As I said at the beginning, like I'm an introvert, like coming here, we did all these activities yesterday up a mountain, we were doing teamwork. And, it's like, oh, do I really want to go and do this and, work with a team with people that I don't know? But it's like, I got to be open, always open to something new, creates more happiness. Like I love traveling the world and seeing new people, hearing new stories, finding out more things about other cultures, right? It gives more meaning to my life because I have just more of a broader knowledge and vision and understanding of other people. And I feel like when we do step outside of that comfort zone, right, it might be uneasy and uncomfortable at the beginning. Like we're like, oh, this doesn't really make me feel that happy. But how do we feel when we overcome something? Like when we abseil down a mountain, when we speak the first time on a call, like we feel happy afterwards because we feel so confident in ourselves that we did it. We feel so proud of ourselves. And that's why stepping outside of your comfort zone is linked to happiness, because you get that inside like, yes, I freaking did it. Amazing. And it gives you more meaning, right? You did more things in life. You got to experience more. So when you're on your deathbed, you're like, wow, I had this full, happy, vibrant, stepping out my comfort zone, meaningful life, because I just kept stepping forward and going for it. So they're my 7 principles for a healthy, happy, and meaningful life. Take what you want. Maybe you've got some own things that you want to add in there. And if you have anything that you want to ask us or any ideas that you have for the podcast, head on over to It Takes Grit Podcast Instagram and just let it all out right there. Send us a DM, things that you want to hear on the podcast. I'm so excited. I've met some incredible people here at this mastermind. So I'm going to be bringing many of them on the show. So lots of interviews to come up. But just really think about, where can I work on right now? Maybe you want to take all of these 7, write them down and think which ones, maybe just rank them, number 1 to 7, and say, hey, which one could I really start to work on first to help me elevate to being a happy, healthy, and having a meaningful life. So I hope those 7 principles help. Just a quick, short nugget of a podcast for you today to really grasp those and get them in. And think about one thing that you're going to start working on today. Thank you so much for listening. I love you guys so much. I'm giving you a massive squeeze. We've got this. Teamwork. Keep showing up for one another. Keep showing up for yourself. And think about what that first principle that you're going to work on today to help you live an even more happy and meaningful life. Guys, I love you so much. Mwah! I'll see you next week.